Welcome to our deep dive into Suicide Squad Isekai, a unique blend of the chaotic energy of the Suicide Squad and the vibrant storytelling of anime. This series offers a rollercoaster of action, humor, and a touch of the bizarre, wrapped up in a fast-paced narrative that leaves you both entertained and perplexed. But how does it hold up under closer scrutiny? In this essay, we will talk about each episode, how it did compared to maybe other episodes, how the story pacing was, how the character development was, how was the animation, the design of the characters, the sound effects, fighting scenes mostly, of course, if you've seen it. And of course, also we have to include OST, everything you would kind of want to know how it was when talking about anime. This video essay of course includes heavy spoilers, and I'm not gonna prolong it any longer. Let's go to the first 3 episodes, which was kind of a chaotic introduction. Suicide Squad Isekai kicks off with an explosive start, instantly immersing us into a world where reality and fantasy collide. The first episode introduces us to a world where a corporation creates a teleport to another realm, and what's more intriguing is the sight of a car with a piano instead of a steering wheel, perfectly matching the psychotic vibes of characters like Harley Quinn and the Joker. The series wastes no time, diving headfirst into action with a fast-paced narrative that feels almost overwhelming at times. We are introduced to the various members of the Suicide Squad, each with their unique backstory and personality. Harley Quinn remains a staple, bringing her usual brand of chaotic humor to the table. The animation during these scenes is vibrant and detailed, with a noticeable emphasis on making the character's unique traits stand out. The humor, heavily laced with pop culture references and fourth wall breaks, adds a refreshing layer to the intense action scenes. Next up we have episodes 4 and 5, which kind of focused on developing the plot. The series progresses, and we see the whole story taking shape slowly but surely. The squad finds themselves in a bizarre new world filled with mythical creatures and dragons and orcs and goblins and even centaurs. The series continues to maintain a breakneck pace, but it begins to delve deeper into the backstories of each Suicide Squad member, offering glimpses into their motivations and histories, and how they even got into the situation they are in now. The fourth wall breaks continue, with Harley Quinn often serving as the mouthpiece for the audience's thoughts. Her flashbacks with the Joker, particularly their debates on how to break into a specific bank, provide a twisted but insightful look into her psyche. The animation remains strong, with the scenes of battles against the Fortress and other bad guys being particularly well executed. However, the story starts to feel a bit scattered, with the plot lines often diverging into different directions without clear transitions. Humor and darkness. That's something episodes 6 and 7 bring. The squad, now having to break into a fortress to reset their bomb timers, faces both psychological and physical challenges. Harley's confrontation with the leader of the Empire, the Thinker, dives deep into her past as a psychiatrist who met and fell for the Joker. This psychological battle is one of the highlights of the series in my opinion, showcasing how Harley turns the tables on the Thinker by using her traumatic experiences against him in his own power, in his own, let's say, advantage. The humor in these episodes is top-notch, with scenes that feel like they are ripped straight from a dark comedy. The clash of personalities within the squad adds to the chaos, with characters like the metahuman providing much-needed comic relief amidst the intense moments. The pacing, however, remains uneven, with the narrative sometimes struggling to balance between humor and the more serious undertones you would maybe expect. Conflict and resolution is what episode 8 gives us. It shifts gears, focusing more on the internal conflicts within the squad after being exiled from the kingdom. Tensions rise as the members turn against each other. The episode delivers one of the best comedic scenes of the series, where the squad members, now drunk and frustrated, engage in a chaotic yet hilarious fight. The comedy here is sharp, with well-timed jokes that land perfectly in my opinion. The plot thickens as Amanda Waller, the puppet master behind the squad, threatens to end their mission by detonating the bombs implanted in their heads, or let's say on their heads. However, the sudden appearance of a kingdom under siege offers the squad a temporary reprieve. This episode balances the humor with darker elements, especially with the revelation that the mother of the princess has been possessed by an alien entity, and that's something that was supposed to change everything and hook you right back. Did it do that? I don't know. I don't know, because the penultimate conflict in episode 9, unfortunately, feels like a letdown. The whole episode, compared to the earlier ones, kind of feel lacking, especially the first half of episode 9. It feels really lackluster, with the narrative losing some of its momentum. The art and animation remain same and consistent, but the story feels predictable suddenly, and even more than before, especially with the introduction of the undead king, or maybe queen, as the main antagonist. The characters, particularly the princess, continue to develop, but that's probably the only thing that kind of was good about it. The overall impact of the episode is diminished by the formulaic plot and unremarkable fight scenes. Despite these shortcomings, the episode sets the stage for the final showdown, with the squad preparing to face off against the alien-possessed mother and the undead king, which of course is one person if you didn't get that. The pacing picks up towards the end, offering some hope that the finale will deliver a satisfying conclusion. And it to some extent does. The episode 10 shows us Final Showdown and the conclusion to the season. I think it doesn't disappoint. The showdown between the kingdom and the undead empire is intense, with well-animated fight scenes that showcase the series' strengths. The princess, who has been one of the more, if not the most developed characters throughout the series, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird when you have the whole Suicide Squad. Well, she finally takes charge, standing on her own 2 feet and making pivotal decisions that impact the outcome of the not only battle but also the whole future of the kingdom and even their world. Her development from a somewhat passive figure into a decisive leader is one of the highlights of the series. For me, it was personally the best thing about the whole anime. The animation in this episode is particularly noteworthy, thanks to the battle scenes, as I said. While the series as the whole has had its ups and downs in terms of visual quality, the final battle is animated with a level of detail and fluidity that elevates the overall viewing experience. The fight scenes are dynamic, with smooth transitions and impactful moments that keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Music and sound design also play a crucial role in this episode. The soundtrack complements the action with intense driving beats during the battle sequences and more subdued, emotional tracks during the quieter, reflective moments, let's say. The sound effects and the design, including the voice acting, is consistent with the rest of the series, effective but not groundbreaking. In terms of storytelling, the episode ties up most of the loose ends, delivering a conclusion that, while not perfect, is satisfying enough. The final confrontation between Harley and Tatsuya Mashiro is both a physical and psychological battle. with Harley using her wits to outmaneuver her opponent. This resolution feels fitting given Harley's character development throughout the series. And now that's all for the, let's say, analysis and look at all the 10 episodes. Now let's conclude it and let's look at the 5 elements all together in conclusion as well. We will start with art and animation. Throughout Suicide Squad Isekai, the art and animation have been serviceable, though not exceptional like, let's say, Oshinoko Season 2 from this season, right? The character designs are distinct and true to the personalities of the characters, with Harley Quinn and other members of the squad standing out in particular. However, the overall animation quality fluctuates, with some episodes displaying more polished and fluid animation, especially during action scenes, while others seem more maybe rushed and less detailed. The use of vibrant colors and creative designs for the fantasy elements, such as the mythical creatures and otherworldly landscapes, adds visual interest to the series. Now let's look at the storytelling. The story of Suicide Squad Isekai is ambitious, blending the chaotic nature of the Suicide Squad, most of you probably know, with the expansive and fantasy-driven world of an isekai anime. While this combination creates some memorable moments, the narrative often feels disjointed, with the plot jumping from one event to another without always providing clear transitions. The scriptwriting attempts to balance humor with darker themes, and while it succeeds in parts, particularly in Harley's introspective moments, like we talked about before, and the squad's banter, it occasionally falls short, resulting in uneven pacing and tone which kind of drops off the whole impression of it, which is really disappointing because the potential I felt was there. Now let's talk about character design and mostly the development. In Suicide Squad, character development is one of its strengths, with each member of the squad being visually distinct and well matched to their personalities. Harley Quinn, as expected, steals the show with her erratic behavior and layered character development. The series also gives significant attention to the princess, who, despite not being part of the original, let's say, Suicide Squad, becomes one of the most fully realized, if not the most fully realized character by the end. Other characters, such as the metahuman or the Prince Cecil, add a humorous element, but they lack the depth that Harley and the princess receive. Is that a bad thing? Maybe not. Is that a waste of time? And maybe not waste of time. Is that a waste of potential of other characters? In my opinion, yes. The music and OST of the series are effective but not particularly standout. The soundtrack fits the tone of the series, with high-energy tracks for action scenes and more subdued music for the reflective moments. However, the OST doesn't offer much that's memorable outside the context of the series. The sound effects and voice acting are consistent with what one would expect from an anime of this genre, supporting the action without overshadowing the visuals or dialogue. The direction of Suicide Squad is a case where the series potentially both shines and falters. The decision to blend a fast-paced action-heavy narrative with moments of introspection and humor is ambitious, but the execution is uneven. Some episodes are tightly directed with well-paced action and sharp comedic timing, while others struggle to maintain a coherent flow. The composition of scenes, particularly in the action sequences, is generally strong, with dynamic camera angles and creative framing, but the transitions between scenes can sometimes feel abrupt and jarring. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I kind of felt that whoever was directing the anime had to be somehow forced or limited to do certain things, even like by DC themselves. I felt like they wanted to force some stuff into the anime, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure I liked it. I feel like, at least for me, it didn't work like I expected. It was cool to see something new. I'm not saying I regret watching this anime, but I think it will be one of the weaker animes this season I've been following. I was thinking what I would say for a conclusion, but overall I think I would just repeat myself. It was unique, it was somewhat flawed, new viewing experience for myself, since I've never seen Suicide Squad before. The power is definitely in the action scenes, in I'm not sure if so much in character design. Um, Overall it felt kind of mid, at least for me, and I feel like they could do better. Um, Judging by the ending, it feels like there is and will be talk about doing second season, probably based on how well does this first season do. I think there is a lot of space to improve on, and I wouldn't mind another season. I would probably watch it, but I don't think it's one of the good animes this season. So I'm not gonna reveal the rating yet. I'm gonna be doing a video of how we did with the predictions. If you didn't see that, I did a video on anime rating predictions, how well will they do. So I'm gonna reveal there how I rated them personally. But if you've watched it as well and you have any other or same opinion as me, please do let me know down in the comments. Tell me your rating, tell me your thoughts, what they could do well, what what they could do better. Whatever will be your thoughts, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time. We have a lot of animes that will be concluding. Gemai Seikatsu, Alia Speaks in Russian, Monogatari of Season, and I think many more. So I'm excited to get those out as well once they conclude. I'll see you next time.